The Second Great Schism, the birth of the Sith. After the events of the First Great Schism, the Jedi Order cast out all of the remaining Dark Force users and created the Jedi Order, bound to the light side of the Force for over 17,000 years. Eventually, a shadow began to stir, a group of Jedi who saw the Force not as a guide for restraint, but as a wellspring of untapped potential. These Jedi, led by a brilliant and ambitious figure named Ajunta Pall, believed that the dark side of the Force held the key to power and enlightenment. For years, the dissident Jedi quietly delved into forbidden practices. They experimented with Sith alchemy, twisting life itself to create monstrous Sith spawn. They crafted weapons infused with the dark side, capable of unimaginable destruction. Among them were powerful and dangerous individuals like Zozan, a healer who turned her gift to unnatural ends, and Karnas Mur, who forged an infamous Mur talisman, an artifact capable of transforming beings into mindless creatures under his control. Their growing influence did not go unnoticed. The Jedi Council, guardians of the Order's ancient traditions, confronted Ajunta Pall and his followers, condemning their experiments and their descent into darkness. Ajunta Pall argued that the Council's fear of the dark side was a weakness, holding back the true potential of the Jedi. Tensions boiled over in open conflict. The galaxy was engulfed into the beginning of the 100-year of darkness, with battles raging across core worlds. The Dark Jedi, wielding their monstrous creations and dark side weapons, fought fiercely. Yet for all their power, they were few, and the Jedi Order's numbers and discipline ultimately proved overwhelming. After years of war, the Battle of Korrobos was Ajunta Pall's final stand, but he and his followers were defeated. The Jedi, however, did not execute the Dark Jedi. Instead, they cast them into exile. Stripped of their place in the galaxy, the defeated Jedi were sent into uncharted space, left to wander the unknown. After months of traveling through the desolation of wild space, the Dark Jedi stumbled upon a remote and forbearing world, Korriban. The planet was home to the Sith, a red-skinned humanoid race steeped in the dark side. The Sith were proud and primitive people, but their connection to the dark side fascinated the exiled Jedi. Under the reign of King Hakagram Gwash, the Sith initially resisted the Dark Jedi's attempt to seize their ancient knowledge and subjugate their people. However, Ajunta Pall personally ended the Sith King's life with his own blade. In the wake of the King's death, the Sith species, captivated by the superior technology, as well as their mastery of the Force, quickly succumbed in awe and reverence, and the Sith hailed their new masters and gods. The Dark Jedi began to interbreed with the Sith species, merging their bloodlines and cultures. Ajunta Pall declared himself the first Dark Lord of the Sith, establishing the new empire built on the dark side. They laid the foundation of Sith philosophy, blending their Jedi teachings with the Sith traditions. They chronicalized their knowledge in holocrons and scrolls, ensuring their dark legacy would endure. Over the next century, the Sith Empire grew in strength and influence. From the barren deserts of Korriban They expanded to other worlds, creating a vast and powerful domain in the Outer Rim. Sith society thrived on conflict and competition, where the strongest rose to power and the weak perished. The Second Great Schism marked the birth of the Sith, a dark and enduring force that would haunt the galaxy for millennia. From the ashes of defeat, the exiled Jedi had forged an empire, one that would eventually challenge the Jedi Order and the Republic itself.